Alright, so we talked about all the prisoners that make up the Raft from the Marvel Universe, but today we're going to be discussing another prison from the DC Universe. This place has held some very dangerous individuals. And no, I am not talking about Arkham. Although, some people on this list have been to both. It's kind of like staying at a hotel for them, you know? You don't always stay at the same one, you change it up every once in a while. I wonder if they always get put back in the same room, but I mean cell. Yeah, I'm in cell, not room. Hey guys, welcome to Top 10 Nerd. I'm your host, David Raff, and today we're going to be talking about the top 10 most dangerous inmates in Blackgate Prison. And if you don't want to get sent there yourself, you better like and subscribe, or else our not so nice nerd associates will come and pay you a visit. A nice visit, where, you know, they will kindly explain why you should subscribe to Top 10 Nerd in a perfectly non-threatening way. And if you still don't want to subscribe after that, then that's perfectly okay. Absolutely no pressure, guys. No pressure. At number 10, SASHA BORDEAUX. SASHA was Bruce Wayne's former bodyguard. She was sentenced to Blackgate after her and Bruce were accused of killing Vesper Fairchild. You might just think, oh man, what can a bodyguard do against dangerous criminals? Well folks, she not only had extensive training from the Secret Service, checkmate, and, wait for it, Batman himself. So you don't need to worry, she can definitely take care of herself. At number 9, Edward Nygma, also known as the villainous Riddler. Oh, and kinda a side thing, I'm gonna be talking about his time as a Blackgate prisoner during the Batman Arkham game series. In those games, first known as Edward Nashton, he was a member of the GCPD's cybercrime division. Later on, he started trying to figure out who the Batman was, thus narrowing down his search to either Bruce Wayne or Harvey Dent. He also used informants to hide pieces of blackmail information about the city's worst criminals so that he, you know, could watch the city collapse. And he did this all under an alias of Enigma. He was later caught and, sent to Blackgate. He later then changed his name to Edward Nygma for his obsession with puzzles and eventually went under the name The Riddler. Number 8. Black Mask. Now here I am also talking about Black Mask's time at Blackgate during the Arkham games. Specifically Batman Arkham Origins. Black Mask, a ruthless crime lord who is skilled in hand-to-hand combat and a criminal mastermind, allegedly orchestrates a major criminal breakout from Blackgate, which causes a number of Batman's greatest foes to be released. And here's the kicker. It's on Christmas Eve. I mean, just when you think Batman might have a day off, someone has to ruin it for him. Black Mask also puts out a $50 million bounty on Batman's head, where later on we actually find out it was Joker. Sneaky Joker. Always has some sort of crazy plan. So now Batman has to deal with all these villains specifically coming after him because they all want to get their hands on all that moolah. Number 7. DEADSHOT. Now, DEADSHOT was also a prisoner at Blackgate during the Arkham games, and I know I am drawing heavily from that specific continuity, but as we go further down the list, that will start to change. But back to the main point, DEADSHOT was a prisoner of Blackgate. DEADSHOT is a master marksman and assassin. He was in the Marines, and his amazing aim is what earned him the name DEADSHOT. He rarely misses, his intended target. He also has been a member of the Suicide Squad. And during the events of the game, he's one of the main assassins hired to take out Batman. At one point, he even saves Batman from Deathstroke. Now, before you go out and start making those matching best friend bracelets for Batman and Deathshot, he doesn't save him out of the kindness of his own heart. It's just because he wants to be the one to kill Batman and get the money for himself. Man, I was really hoping those two would just turn over a new leaf, become besties. Number 6. Killer CROC. Killer CROC was one of the criminals released from the Blackgate breakout. He stayed behind and let Batman come to him. He's really sneaky that way. He was also one of the 8 assassins specifically tasked to take out Batman. Now, Killer CROC was born with a genetic mutation that gave him green scaly skin, sharp teeth, and claws, which always made him feel kind of like an outcast as a kid. He was constantly bullied and harassed for how he looked. Aside from his looks, he also has enhanced strength, speed, and is, you guessed it, he's great in the water, which is where he tries to, take out most of his enemies. So for future reference, if you get an invitation for a pool party from him, I just wouldn't go. I really wouldn't go. Number 5. BANE. Every time I think of BANE now, my mind immediately thinks of Tom Hardy from Dark Knight Rises. I mean, he was terrifying, but, in the best possible way. But back to my main point, BANE is a character that has been to Blackgate both in the games and the comics. In the comics, he was sent there after an altercation with everyone's favorite bat, Batman, if you didn't know. They fought, and even though Bane was enhanced from all the venom, Batman had a new battle suit, and he cut those hoses feeding Bane all of his venom supply, and then Batman proceeded to beat the living daylights out of him. And then Bane got sent to Blackgate. Though, don't feel too bad for him, he's still the guy that managed to break Batman's back, and he's very proud of that accomplishment. Number 4, Catwoman. Man, I had to stop myself. I was this close from starting off by just going like, meow. But, you know, I count that as a huge win because as you guys are well aware by now, cheesy humor is my thing. But I guess I did eventually say it anyway. Selina Kyle. Now, here's a character with a lot of history, especially with Batman. She got sent to Blackgate when Batman found her stealing data from a Gotham City building. Before they end up fighting, a DEO team shows up and wants to take her in themselves. Batman warns them to stay back because Catwoman is very skilled. She's a master of stealth, combat, agility, and physical memory, meaning she can kind of pick up on things insanely quickly. And once she knows a move, she remembers it for her life. The DEO continues to argue, but during that time, Selina escapes. Batman eventually finds her and the two end up duking it out. Batman ultimately wins, but Catwoman has the last laugh because she uploads the data. But I guess Batman also laughs as well because he put her at Blackgate for it. So in a way, you know, they both had a good laugh, I think. Number 3, Deathstroke. Now here's a guy that doesn't need any introduction. Okay, so I guess on number 2. No, I'm just kidding. I'm still going to talk about him, you know, he's Deathstroke. So, Deathstroke, also known as Slade Wilson, is an enhanced assassin who was experimented on by the US government. Because of that, he has enhanced strength, agility, endurance, intellect, and is a master in hand-to-hand combat. He is also one of the assassins hired to kill Batman. He doesn't succeed, and at the end of the game, he is a prisoner at Blackgate, but I wouldn't count on him staying there very long, you know, because he'll escape. Bad guys always do. Always end up getting out of there. Number 2, the Joker. Oh man, the Joker. One of the most iconic villains of all time. Seriously, you don't get many villains like him. There's a reason so many high caliber actors want to play him. I mean, both Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix got Oscars for their portrayal. Joker is also one of the criminals who has been imprisoned in Blackgate both in the comics and the games. In the comic, Devil's Advocate, he is sentenced to death at Blackgate for his crimes. But of course, it doesn't end up working out, and he's later sent back to his favorite place in the entire world, which is Arkham Asylum if you didn't guess. In the games, it's revealed that he's actually the one who put the hit out on Batman, not Black Mask. And Joker was essentially behind everything, which ultimately doesn't sit too well with the real Black Mask. Number 1, Batman. Yes, Batman has been to Blackgate. Well, more specifically Bruce Wayne. As I mentioned earlier, Bruce and his bodyguard SASHA were both arrested for the murder of Vesper Fairchild, even though, you know, they were both innocent. Regardless, Bruce being there automatically makes him the most dangerous person in Blackgate. And no one knows it. But we all know how dangerous he really is because he's freaking Batman. I wouldn't want to be one of the criminals who makes a mistake for crossing paths with him. I mean, superheroes in prison storylines are so cool. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's usually pretty awesome. So there you have it, guys, the top 10 most dangerous inmates in Blackgate Prison. Who do you guys think are the most dangerous inmates? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to Top 10 Nerd, where we give you nerdy videos every single day of the week. I'm your host, David Raff, and thank you so much for watching.